But I think John Ludvig is somebody I want to finish this conversation off about. He's a guy that, let's say he is healthy and we don't have to worry about his injury going into training camp. Where do you think the Penguins put him? Because last year, it was a tough year for John Ludvig. He gets the opportunity coming over late in training camp via waivers to make his NHL debut, and then immediately he gets injured. He comes back, plays a couple games, he's injured again. Then he's injured again. Then he has offseason surgery. It's been a lot of off and on for John Ludvig when he's still trying to get his feet wet and get his feet underneath him at the NHL level. How do you see Ludvig? Do you think he's a guy that the Penguins think is NHL first, AHL if he's bumped out, or do you think they see him as an AHLer that needs to earn his stripes again to get back to the league?
It's tough. That's a tough one because you figure he has an NHL contract. That was kind of one of the big things whenever they brought him over, is that he has a full NHL deal. It's a little tougher to move him to the minors. It's a little tougher to move him to the AHL. He's got that sort of just that sort of certainty. I would think he may be starting in that position of the seventh defenseman because he brings an element that not too many other players on the roster have or can bring, and that's that physicality. It's that willingness to drop the gloves. It is throwing the body around. Not that no one on the Penguins is willing to fight or unwilling to fight or unwilling to, play the body, but it's something about John Ludvig who he makes that a big part of his game. He makes it one of the main elements that you notice right away. I mean, that's why he was injured in his debut. It's when he came back, he immediately started fighting some big guys, and it's part of what made him liked by the organization in the first place. It's part of what made him get back into the lineup whenever he was able to, and it's what it's if Mike Sullivan's liking you for those sort of things, then yeah, you're going to have a pretty not cushy spot, but a pretty solid position in this team. And I'd say he's the one starting in that Chad Ruhwedel Memorial press box chair, if you will. Just that seventh man who's going to filter in every so often. If it's a rivalry sort of game and the tensions are going to be a little higher, maybe he gets the nod over someone like Jack St. Ivany or whoever filters into the left side because the left side's just as stacked. But it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I think he'll be that seventh defenseman to start the year, and that's without even getting into who he's up against in the lineup, just because he brings a different element than anyone else. If one of these other guys, new guys, comes in and has that element, John Ludvig starting in the minors one way or the other.